2023 Toyota 4Runner. All right, so this is a DIY install your own exhaust system video, guys. So we're gonna show you how to install it. Obviously, if you don't have the benefit of having a shop near you, you can do it yourself in your garage, in your driveway. Just safety first, guys. Make sure you got jack stands. Make sure you got safety, jack stands to not drop, the car. Don't drop the car, guys. It's like step one, safety. Don't kill yourself while you're doing exhaust. If you're not confident, just bring it to the shop. We got you. So we're slapping this Borla system on there. You could get these from gexhaust.com. And like I said, we're going to teach you guys today. We're going to teach you how to install an exhaust system. It's not all about exhaust sounds and burnouts and this car sounds sweet. We're teaching you guys. It's School of G Exhaust. So step one, rack the car up. If you're at home, jack stands, all right? You need a jack to lift it up, and then put jack stands under the car for safety so the car does not fall on you while you're working. You don't want to be cranking something underneath and then boom, car falls on you and then you're dead. Then you got no exhaust system. You got no light, so safety first, guys. Step one, rack it. So the car's up. Imagine yourself on the floor in your driveway if you're doing it yourself. Otherwise, take it to a shop like I said, but we're here to teach you how to do it on the floor if you're under there. This is the tailpipe. All right, so this got to come out. This is the muffler. This got to come out. You have bolts right here. You have to unbolt it from here. And then you got another section right here, another flange connecting the rest of the exhaust. You're going to unbolt it from here. So this is a Toyota. So most of the tools required are going to be a 12 or a 14 millimeter socket. Hopefully you got a wrench and some power tools to make things a little bit faster. But if not, hand tighten, hand crank, all right? So like I said, unbolt it from here, unbolt the hangers, take off the muffler, take off the tailpipe. Give yourself some room to put that Borla on, baby. You need the room. So you gotta take off your old stuff for the new stuff. So I'm grabbing the tools right now. I'm gonna show you how we crank them bolts. Step one, when you're unbolting the exhaust, you need lube, guys, all right? Ask your girlfriend. You need lube, all right? Step one. If you don't lube it, it's gonna be very difficult to get out or get in. So make sure you lube it up. We like to use PV Blaster here. It's probably the best stuff for lubing, all right? So you spray pretty much every connection joint. So you wanna spray these bolts so everything comes off smooth. My bad, watch out for the squirt. All right, so you spray those bolts. You wanna spray these rubber hangers, all right? So everything smoothens out. And then you wanna spray these bolts up front so everything comes off smooth, guys. All right, and then this hanger again. So when you're under there, it just slides right off. There's no fighting with it. You want everything to be smooth. So PV Blaster, very useful tool, guys. Step two, a wrench with a socket. There's a 14 mil, all right? It's a Toyota, so they're most likely gonna use a 14 or a 12 millimeter. This one right here, 14 millimeter, perfect fit, guys. So Matt's basically getting the power tools ready. He's cranking out those bolts. Like I said, makes it a little bit faster. So if you got power tools, and then boom, break loose. Shout out to Milwaukee. We love their tools. We would really appreciate a sponsor. We would appreciate a sponsor, Milwaukee. We use all Milwaukee tools, Sawzalls, nothing but Milwaukee. All the power tools, all Milwaukee. That's what I would recommend for you guys. So as you can see, Matt unbolted the flange. We're gonna keep that stuff to the side because we're gonna use the hardware for the Borla system. All right, now he's gonna continue. He's gonna continue to unbolt the system.
Once I get my pry bar,
He's gonna look for the pry bar to pry off those hangers. Those rubbers are on there pretty good. Oh man, I forgot to lube this hole right here. Now it's just gonna slide right in. Slide right out. My bad, Matt. The bolts come from the top. So basically you gotta reach up in there. This is why you pay the professional, guys. The bolts come in from the top. A little bit more awkward, especially if you're working on the ground. So thank God we got a lift, guys. So when you run into problems like this is why you wish you took it to a muffler shop or a shop in general. Because the weird angles on the floor, man, you'd be here for 3-4 hours trying to get these bolts broken. So now that the bolts are broken loose, you can get the power tools on there, and everything should come off relatively smooth. All right, so the system's down, got the muffler down. We just got this tailpipe section to drop. System's down, Matt's dropping the tailpipe right now. Again, guys, this is why you pay a shop. This is very difficult to do on the floor. It's definitely doable, but not recommended. And then boom, there's the tailpipe. All right, so that's basically the full cat back. We're gonna open up, unbox this Borla. Let's see the difference between this one and the stock setup. So that's the tailpipe. Looks pretty much like the original one, just nicer. And then that's the Borla, baby. Pretty sweet, pretty sweet. So that's a full performance muffler over that bullshit, which is a stock baffled shit muffler. So Borla did its thing on this one. That's a Borla S-type. Hopefully Matt doesn't hit my car with the muffler. And it's gonna sound sweet, guys. We got air intake going on this thing too. Hardware enclosed. So there's hardware in here. Let's check what's inside, guys. Only one clamp system. You guys got lucky with this one. This one's relatively easy compared to all the other ones. Usually there's a set of 15 clamps sometimes. This one only got one. Popping up the tailpipe. He's basically test fitting it to all the stock hangers. Like we did earlier, we lubed them up. And if it wasn't lubed, then it'll be very hard to get in. It'd be very tight. All right, guys, you want some lube. Trust me on that, all right? If there's anything you can take out of this video, it's lube it up first. You got Berto mocking up this this muffler section to connect to the tailpipe. Berto's fingering the muffler right now to sound some stuff. So once in a while during shipping, the pipes get hit in the box. They're not perfectly round. Again, this is something that you would wish you brought it to a shop because you cannot fix this at home. This is gonna be very, very hard to fix at home. So what we're gonna do is we'll put it in an expander, get it back round, so it slips right over this bolt-on section. You wanna watch Berto do it? Come on. So we have this $10,000 bender. It does expansion. We're popping this pipe on there just to get it back round. So as you can see, these dies are completely round. Berto, once again, is lubing it up. Highly recommend the lube. You wanna lube everything. We're not trying to expand it, we're just trying to get it back round. This is why you buy the heavy duty equipment, guys. Back round, baby. I'm just gonna slip this in right here. We got these bolts, the factory bolts. We're just gonna thread them for now. We're not tightening anything yet. I'll pop that in right there. Berto's gonna get this hanger back on there. You got the gasket. Remember you had the gasket. You got a gasket in between this stock flange and this performance system. So make sure the gasket's in there. You guys can see it's that little section right in front of that. Fit those hangers back on there. Do the same thing on this side, same thing in the back. And the system is pretty much installed. We're just gonna tighten all the bolts, like I said, with that 14mm we used earlier, and get everything all snug. Make sure nothing's touching. Make sure you got clearance all in the right spots. And then we crank it. If you're doing this in your garage or in your driveway, you're gonna have to start it and then crawl under there like a cockroach, you know? Don't be a cockroach, come to G Exhaust. The system's on there, guys. No leaks, sounds great, just what the customer asked. So, got the system on there. All the clearance is fucking perfect on this thing. Got the Borla S-type in there. Got full stainless steel piping. All the hangers supported. Matt, give me a couple revs real quick. Nice. Yeah, so really, really sweet setup, guys. Again, this was a video to show you guys how to install your own exhaust. We're gonna show you how to do an air intake next, guys, so stay tuned. Zero drone, sounds like butter in here, guys. Mantequilla. Nice clean tone outside. I'm actually kind of stupid because we're heating up the engine. I'm about to do the air intake. I'm gonna show you how to DIY an air intake on this thing too. So if you have any more questions, just throw it in the comments, and we're doing it right in the sun just for you guys. All right, so me and Matt are about to take apart this air intake. This is the stock air intake box. You got a bunch of extra weird tubes. You got an engine cover you got to take off. And then basically start with the simple stuff, the things you can get to without any tools. So you got these little clips that hold the air intake box together. We're gonna unclip those, all right? And hopefully the box just opens up for you. All right, also you have this mass airflow sensor. You gotta take that out first because nothing's gonna come apart unless you take this out. Then you have this wire harness that's kind of clipped in to the actual box. Just pop that out, make sure you're easy with it. Boom, real simple. All right, so now we just gotta look around, see what kind of tools we need.
Let me pop off this engine cover real quick. This should just unclip. Boom, easy. Just like that. Move it over to the side because all we're doing is working here in this area. So it looks like right now all we need 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter, and probably a flathead screwdriver to get some stuff pried out. This is the 10 millimeter you need. You gotta make sure it says 10 on there. 10 mm, 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter clamp. Just give that a quick little crank. This will come off pretty simple. Just loosen up that hose clamp. Once you see some movement, should be good enough. Same thing right here. Unbolt this one. Like I said, once you see some movement, should be loose enough to take off. So basically what we're doing, just popping this off, popping this air box off. Let's see what it looks like. Boom. Air intake out, guys. Got it. Boom. Toyota top cover. I'm gonna have Matt unbolt these sections right here. This is the mass airflow sensor. You gotta replace that, put that on the new filter. So you're gonna pop these two little mini flathead or Phillips head screwdrivers out, and then so we can transfer it over to the new air intake. Take the stock filter out, brand spanking new. This car has no miles. On the bottom here, you got two 12 millimeter bolts holding the air box themselves. You see this one, you got another one back here. What we're gonna do is just use an extension with a 12 millimeter socket on there. Just pop that thing off. Oh, there's actually a third one right here. This thing should come off right away. Again, another little wire harness. Got it. Stock air box, completely removed. So this is an AFE Momentum GT filter. I'm gonna pop this filter out. Look at the difference in filter, guys. This thing's huge compared to the stock one. This is gonna make some wicked performance. Come on, you tell me which one runs better. You know, this one's definitely brand new, but AFE, baby. So back to the 10 millimeter. We gotta pop these bolts off. Take this this weird air circulation system that this thing has. I'm just gonna unbolt it. Like I said, keep everything organized. You got another bolt back here somewhere. Boom. This thing's out of here. Complete basura. Now we assemble the AFE air intake. Already a lot less bullshit than what you did out of your stock system, and it's got a mean splitter for the filter. This thing's a sweet setup right here. On the instructions, it tells you to remove this bracket. I'm assuming this gets in the way of the air intake, so we just pop it out. Yeah. So Matt's putting this isolation mount in there so the new air intake has some actual support, so it's not flopping around, jumping all over the place. You want some rigidness out of your air intake, so if you're going off-roading, this thing's not jumping around, disconnecting, you know, losing air intake tubes, losing all the performance. So we're just gonna slip that in there, crank it a little tight, and then we bolt the air intake box right into that thing. So this is a mass airflow sensor. You just slip it in there, make sure the holes lined up. Look, boom, holes don't line up. Twist it, boom, holes lined up. The air intake is worthless without that mass airflow sensor. Don't break it, guys. Make sure you're careful when you're taking it apart. And then when you're lining it up, just make sure the bolts are lined up and you should have it in the right position. This is a breather tube adapter. This is for a vacuum line. You just pop that thing right up in there. Make sure you screw it in. Now you want to kind of mock up the coupling. We got some clamps around here somewhere. We're gonna put one over this. Slip this thing right in there. And you just slip it on there. All right. You want to make sure you're going all the way to this lip right here. All right. That's kind of like where you want to stop. You don't want to go over it too much. So yeah, we put the box in first, and then they give us a bolt and a washer so you can tighten up that section that we had on the bottom there. 12 millimeter. Just crank that thing down. Putting on the clamp so we could pop this big air filter in there, and then the system's pretty much all set. So we're slapping this filter right up in here. Sleeves right in there. Make sure you're in there snug. All right, so guys, everybody asks what this thing is for, all right? It's for one of two things. If you want more airflow coming out of your air intake, you open this thing up. It's gonna get more airflow, but you're also more prone to more dirt. So I technically like to leave it closed. We're gonna ask the customer if he wants it open. It does make more noise with it open, obviously taking in more airflow. Now the Toyotas have the air duct coming in right through this side, so it goes in through the bumper, in through underneath the car, and then feeds it airflow through this area right here. So I prefer the closed box just because it saves it from the elements, guys. Heat is not good for the engine, so you do not want to feed it hot air. So that's the whole purpose of this thing right here, cold air intake, all right? Feed it cold air, better performance. Now you have an exhaust, you have an air intake, you're completing the air cycle, guys. You're maximizing performance, maximizing efficiency, torque, acceleration, even your gas mileage goes up. This is the #1 and #2 upgrade for my vehicles at all times, exhaust and air intake. So if you have any questions, throw it in the comments below. If we missed something, you guys saw something, you know, that you guys want to see next, any car, any upgrade, just let us know what you guys want to see, man. We're taking requests. So shout out to AFE and Borla for hooking it up with this exhaust system. So I'm gonna crank it for you guys so you guys can hear it. And G exhaust out, install, DIY, baby.